everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andrea, and today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different than what I normally talk about, which is like hair and makeup and things like that, to talk about something else that I really love, which was wedding planning. I am married. I've been married for a little over a year now, and I feel like my husband and I had a very smooth time planning our wedding. I hear a lot of people just talk about how terrible it was, how exhausting it was, how much conflict there was, and I really don't feel like we experienced any of that. And it's not because we are really great at planning or like working together all the time or something like that, but there were two things that were priorities for us when we planned our wedding, and I really feel like those two things, if you keep them in mind, that you can plan your dream wedding. No matter what your vision for your wedding is, no matter how big or how small or this or that, I really think that these two things that I will share today will help you plan your dream wedding. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. If you like videos like this, please leave a comment so that I know, because I think that this could be turned into a little like wedding series, because I love talking about it. It was really easy for me, and I want other people to have that same experience of it just being like relaxed and kind of fun, honestly. Our first priority when planning our wedding, which sounds a little contradictory, was that we wanted to spend our engagement preparing for a marriage instead of planning a wedding. Yes, there were things to plan, but we didn't want all of our time consumed with planning it. We wanted to prepare for what we're ultimately left with, which is your spouse and your marriage, and not the party you just threw for your friends. Which the planning can be fun, and like you obviously need time to plan that, but I feel like if you can remember that you're left with a marriage and not a wedding, it will give you the freedom to sit back and just relax and enjoy the process, because the wedding takes second place to your marriage. And so that can look a lot of different ways, and this could be a whole different video, but for us, that meant that we were in premarital counseling. We talked to our married friends about different conflict that could arise and how we could deal with it and how they deal with it, and just talked about a lot of things that we knew would come up in marriage, even though they hadn't really been a problem for us yet necessarily, but just talking about how to walk through those different situations. We also read some Christian books on marriage because our faith is very important to us. And so I feel like we dedicated a lot of our time to that, as opposed to little tiny details that nobody really sees in your wedding. Our next priority that helped us plan our dream wedding, which can be hard for a lot of people, was that I didn't care what anybody else thought or anybody else's opinions. I didn't care what was traditional in a wedding. I didn't care what was like expected, I guess, because really I wanted our wedding to reflect me and my husband and Jesus and our faith, and that was all that mattered to me. We are very simple people, and so we didn't want to do things just for the sake of like having a wedding and that's what was expected. So we got married outside, which is not uncommon, but some people in our family just kind of expected us to get married in a church like everybody else did, and that wasn't important to us. And so that was just one thing that maybe our family had an opinion about, and we, again, just wanted it to reflect us. I wanted to get married in an open field. My husband, Steven, wanted to get married in a forest type of environment, and honestly, we kind of had the best of both worlds. As you probably know, if you're planning your wedding, a lot of things can be very expensive. Everything is very expensive. Tablecloths blew my mind how expensive those are. And those are something that you need, but did I need the best of the best? No. So as far as what was traditional and expected, we also tried to cut costs that we didn't find important. So instead of paying for nice china dishes and somebody to wash those dishes at our venue, we got biodegradable bamboo plates that were really pretty and gold colored plasticware, which it looked beautiful together. But a lot of people might think that it's weird to eat off plasticware. I didn't care. No one's gonna remember what they're eating off of. Another thing that we did to kind of keep costs lower, and something that maybe not a lot of people would like to do, is we used the centerpieces from my sister-in-law's wedding the summer before. So even though the same family would be there and the same family would see the same centerpieces, I didn't care because they were beautiful. And that was a huge chunk of money that we didn't have to spend, and another aspect that I didn't have to think about, which was very nice. If I would have hated them, I wouldn't have used them, but they were just very simple and classy, and I liked that. Another thing that we did that was not super expected, but it wasn't important to us, it didn't reflect us, it wouldn't make for our dream wedding, was we didn't get gifts for the guests. So a lot of times people have like maybe a little candy or like a little trinket, but those get left. Like, how often at the end of a wedding night do you see like so many of these gifts just sitting around? And to me, I just see all my money sitting there. And so those aren't important. I don't feel like anybody really cares about those things or thinks about those things. And so that was something else that we just got rid of, even if it kind of seems rude. Like, it's not. Nobody cares. One of the last things that was really important to us was that the people at our wedding, we wanted them to be people who know us, who love us, and support us, and who we spend time with as often as we can. So just because somebody had the same bloodline or the same last name as us, it didn't mean that they were getting invited to our wedding, which is hard and not traditional, but we didn't need everybody there who like doesn't even really know us. And sometimes that got hard if we wanted to invite like a second cousin, but there were multiple second cousins and we didn't feel the need to invite all of them. We kind of just had to cut people and explain to them like the space is limited, we're trying to keep it kind of small. And my father-in-law told us when we started the process that there has to be a line drawn somewhere, and someone's always going to be on the other side of that line and their feelings are going to be hurt. So like no matter what you do, unless you invite every single person that you know, that's going to be a struggle. Lastly, we did barbecued food buffet style, and that might sound really chintzy or like really weird. To be honest, if I was going to a wedding with barbecued food, I might think, what in the world? But it was very good food. We got so many compliments on it. And so even though that's not traditional, it was us. Like, we are just casual and simple, and it wasn't a casual wedding per se, but we did things that we wanted to do. If you have any questions or want me to explain anything further, please leave a comment down below. And if you want to share how you planned your dream wedding or important things to keep in mind, please comment down below. I'd love to read them and love to share that with other people. Again, if you'd like for this to be a series where I talk about other tips from wedding planning or how I planned or the budget or anything like that, please let me know. Thanks so much for watching.